What's moving and shaking, my friends? It is Mr. Bud, and I'm here today to talk to you about one of the most amazing movies I've ever seen in my life. But not just the movie, the metaphors, the learnings, the incredibleness behind this film. And I'm going to encourage absolutely everyone, if you have not seen this film, make this a transformational experience. Make it a cathartic experience to witness and watch this film. It's unbelievable what you're watching. So what film am I talking about? I'm talking about Free Solo. It just won the Oscar for 2018 Best Documentary, but it doesn't feel like a documentary. It is a thriller. It is like, I cannot even believe what I'm watching kind of thing. It's so magnificent what human beings are capable of. It's unbelievable. But the story is about a man named Alex Honnold, who is pretty much, especially now, the world's foremost expert, if you will, in free soloing. What is free soloing? It's climbing with no ropes. So imagine you have a sheer mountain face that goes up 1,000 feet, and you just have to climb straight up 1,000 feet. What kind of human being would do that with no rope? Only insane ones, okay? And Alex went all over the world climbing some of the most unbelievable mountain faces you have ever seen with nothing, with no rope. And there's a lot of people that do this, and most of them die. That's the truth. And so you would think that the people that do this, they have a death wish, or they want to, they're just they're living on the edge, or they're addicted in some way to the adrenaline or the high of it or whatever it is. And, certainly, Alex talks about how much he feels alive in a way you can't possibly feel alive outside of the free soloing that he does. But what struck me about Alex was that that's not really him. Alex's actual pursuit, and this is why this film is so magnificent, is for total mastery. It is total excellence. It is to achieve his 100% potential in this lifetime. That it's not about him escaping and being on being on some adrenaline high and pushing it. It's about a level of excellence and mastery that has him know that he's actually living up to his full potential. And so the story is his free solo of El Capitan in Yosemite. Now, El Capitan is an unimaginable sheer rock face cliff, 3,000 feet, pretty much a freaking mile of pure, almost, more than half a mile, of pure granite, which is like the hardest type of rock, that has so many aspects of this climb that are unimaginable that somebody would try to do this without a rope. Your entire life hinges on a nickel-sized nook in the face of this rock cliff, for 3,000 feet. You just can't fathom that anyone would do this. It's it blows me away. It's beyond even what Elon's one of my heroes, but Elon's not going to die if he makes a mistake at Tesla. This is you make one mistake and you are dead. You die. You fall thousands of feet to your death. And not only if you make a mistake, but a mistake is ridiculously probable because what you're trying to do requires almost complete Olympic medal perfection to even pull off. So to think you're not going to make a mistake is insane, because the best in the world couldn't do this without making a mistake. It's just impossible. So that's the environment. That's the context that was set up. And I'm just going to invite you to watch the movie, okay? Because I don't want to give away just the unbelievableness of what you will witness in this journey. But what I want to talk to you about today, and what struck me so much, is that Alex, this is almost like a verb now to me, is Alex had an El Capitan. That thing that he needed to conquer in his life, that he knew was insane, that he knew was crazy, that he knew was way beyond what he had ever done before, and in this case, any human being on this planet had ever done before. The best free solo climbers in the world looked at him like he was fucking nuts, even thinking about this, Okay, that's the level of magnitude that this was beyond what anyone had ever done before. And it's just made me think, like, my God, like, I want to come alive like that. That's how alive I want to be. Now, I don't want to die. I'm not a free solo climber. I would die, okay? I'd be the dude, I'm just stupid to try to do that. That's not me. I haven't spent my whole life doing it, working on it. But there is an El Capitan for me. There is an El Capitan for you. There's some edge, there's some mountain, there's something in your life for you to climb that makes you come alive, that demands that you be your best, that demands that you show up with total freaking excellence, ridiculous excellence, like you show up at your fullest potential, near perfection to achieve this. And I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's the family that you're creating. I don't know if it's the business you're creating. I don't know if it's your impact and your work in the world. I don't know if it's your own dedication to enlightenment and your commitment to your own life and how you show up. I don't know what it is for you, but I know it's there. I know that each of us have an El Capitan. There is a ridiculous mountain that we are meant to climb that demands our best, that demands our excellence because it's worth it. Because it's how we know we're truly alive and we're truly living this life. And that, to me, is what blew me away. And the last thing I will say about free solo is that, you know, again, this wasn't some reckless pursuit. What blew me away was the relentless commitment to mastery of every nook and cranny of that mountain. Alex did not go up that mountain until he knew he could freaking do it. He spent, I think it was 9 years, 8 or 9 years, mastering every single move. And it's unbelievable when you see the size of this thing. But what hit me was just the level of dedication, the level of practice. This was not a freaking accident that history was made, that something you can't even imagine watching you witnessed. It wasn't an accident. And so I'm going to invite each and every one of us that once we're clear on like, okay, this is our El Capitan. This is the mountain that I'm meant to climb in this lifetime. This is my El Capitan. I'm going to invite each of us to practice with a relentless dedication every step, every move, every hold of that mountain until we know we can do it, until we know we can go up that El Capitan. Because I know, especially after witnessing Alex, that what human beings are capable of, the magnificence inside each one of us, it's just mind-blowing what we're actually freaking capable of. And I would hate to see any of us abandon ourselves and play a smaller game than we are actually capable of playing when this life is so short and it can be filled with so much joy and so much purpose and so much happiness and so much pursuit of meaning and things that make life come even more alive. And so, of course, for me, I know what one of the big El Capitans is, and it is the transformation of life on this planet. It is the transformation of how human beings are living, and it is the transformation, well, I guess, you know, that really could apply to everything. The transformation of how we're living is the energy that we produce, is the damage we do to the environment, and it is how we show up in the world, how we show up with ourselves, how we show up with each other, the loving, the kindness, the connection, the type of world that we want to create for ourselves. So maybe that's it. You know, the El Capitan for me is really the transformation of how human beings are living on this planet. And what does that look like? It looks like building a colossal freaking company and a colossal movement of human beings that are dedicated to the same thing, because that's the linchpin to transforming life on this planet and transforming the direction this planet is going down and making sure that it's going to be a sustainable, thriving, just, abundant, prosperous future for all the generations that are going to come after us, because that's what they freaking deserve. And it's a tragedy for their ancestors to mess that up for them. I won't accept that. I won't tolerate that, and that's why it's my El Capitan. So I invite you to find your El Capitan and then practice it day in and day out until you've mastered it and you achieve what you really came to achieve in this lifetime. We'll talk to you guys soon.